I will say this, Opie. And I've said it on my podcast. I said it on Kevin's pod. If I made the amount of money that you and Anthony had made in broadcasting, you would never see me again. I would delete. I would just go away. I do exactly what Sean Connery did. He to the Bahamas. He quit acting and he died on the beach peacefully. That's what I would have done.
I just have fun doing this. You're not wrong. I mean, you're not wrong. I just have fun turning this on and still babbling. You know what I mean?
No, I get it.
I don't know if I ever want to do a structured show ever again. I mean, the stress of that. Like I had to deal with a lot of stuff those guys didn't, and they know that, and they could spin it all they want. But I had to deal with bosses and all sorts of stuff on a regular basis. Anthony couldn't even be bothered when our agent came from LA. Look, our agent was a bore. You met Bob Eatman, but he did a lot for me professionally and personally. He was a bore, of course. And a lot of the times with Opie and Anthony, it was a train that was basically running itself. But Anthony couldn't even be bothered to have breakfast with our agent when he would fly in all the way from LA. And you don't think I wanted to be home with my wife and my young son at the time, and then I had a second kid, but I would have to sit there at a stupid breakfast with my agent and just, go through the nonsense. And it's like, he always had something to do, And then I was stuck with this garbage, and I was stuck with that type of garbage a lot with other scenarios during the Opie and Anthony years.
I actually went to Bob Eatman's funeral in LA.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, because he helped me try to get on at the time it was 97.9 The Loop in Chicago.
Right.
He got me an audition. Like we did a test show there. They flew us out, put us up, and it ended up going to Mancow again. Mancow got it back, but I thought I had the job, and at one point they weren't sure what they were going to do, and they're like, Bob Eatman calls. He goes, "Hey, would you want to work with Shadow Stevens?" I go, "What?"
That's like an old school guy. Who the hell would want to work with Shadow Stevens? Me, you, and two other people got that line.
I was like, "What?" I think you guys could work well together. I go, Shadow fucking Stevens? Seriously?
Oh my God.
But I ended up going to Mancow because they just, he was in that market already and he had a name.
All right, so I'll tell you, I haven't said this in a while, but Bob Buckman, oh my God, that's another guy that I really, really like to this day, who helped me out when I was at BAB. Wow, Bob Buckman, Jesus. Bob Eatman. So we all knew that Bob was really, really sick and he didn't have much time. And when SiriusXM railroaded me and got rid of me on a bogus charge, which I ended up proving to be bogus. Let's just put it that way. In the end, we had a gentleman's agreement, and Scott Greenstein was very, very cool, did the right thing, and thanked me for all my years at SiriusXM. But they were trying to railroad me, and I'm like, this ain't going down this way. And I remember that Ant got word that I was fighting it and that I was fighting for my money, and he made fun of that too. Well, the fact is I got every single cent owed to me. I think I could say that much today. But what's important to the story, Bob Eatman wasn't my agent anymore. I had to move on from that because there was a conflict of interest. He was still representing Jimmy. I'm like, I can't have you representing a guy that I despise at this point in my career. So I had to move on. And then SiriusXM was trying to railroad me. Bob Eatman, basically on his deathbed, is calling me up. He could barely talk, and he's like, "Oh, what can I do for you? What can I do? I'll call." And he was mentioning people that I don't feel like mentioning here. He's like, I got a phone call into blah, blah, and this. And I'm like, Bob, just rest. Because we all knew at this point he didn't have much time. But that's the type of guy Bob Eatman was. We certainly made fun of him over the years. He was a stand-up guy to his last breath. His last week on Earth, he was trying to help me out with the situation I was in with SiriusXM. I'll never forget that. That's a real dude right there.
No, he was a great guy. Him and his wife Robin, they had me over in the Pacific Palisades for dinner, and they made dinner for me.
I didn't know all this about you.
Yeah, I had a whole relationship with him. I talked to him on the phone, and did
you walk to the end of the street and look over the bluff at the Pacific Ocean?
No, I did not do that.
Oh, what's wrong with you? Bob had a great spread in the Pacific Palisades. You walk to the end of the road, and it was that bluff you see on TV.
Yeah. No, but they made me dinner at his home. He was always very, very good to me. And unfortunately, I after the 97.9 thing, I was like, I'm good, Bob. I'm just doing the road with Florentine. I'm good.
Right. I didn't know that. That's interesting. I didn't know we had that connection. No, and I think I could say it. Robin, I'll keep that to myself.
Yeah.
Robin's happy these days.
Oh, good.
She went through a lot, and I checked in with her recently to find out that she's got some good news in her life. Let's just put it that way.
Oh, good. You know,
yeah. And she's extremely happy. And then we joke about good old Bob Eatman.
Well, it's till death do us part, so that's what it's all about, you know.
Right on. Well,
Yeah.
Chad, fuck, man, this was better than I thought it would be.
Oh, cool. No, I appreciate it. I'm glad you were cool about that, and it was fun. And you know, I know that's gonna rock the internet, so have fun with this.
I didn't say anything I haven't said before, so you know, and I don't know. I was just entertained by you with the black guy thing, and I'm like, I know this is fake. I've been around too long, but man, is this fun to watch?
No, I mean, say what you want, but everyone, I mean, some people were pissed. That's fine, but I also realize that's what's going to happen. But I just want people to watch the podcast, and they are, so it's working.
No, you guys got a lot of heat out there. I would suggest you. Well, look, what am I gonna send you 10 people there, Chad? I know my place these days.
Hit subscribe, everybody, on the Opie Radio.
There
YouTube.
You go. It's the MLC podcast, though. You guys absolutely do a good job. Say hi to Kevin.
Yes.
And Bob. I mean, Bob's another guy. The only reason he didn't do Opie and Anthony was because of his association with Howard Stern. That was it.
Plus, he was banned from the Sirius XM building because he threatened to kill him. So,
well, I understand that. And then even at that point, we were trying to get him on the phone. Look, in the end, Sirius just hated my guts, hated Anthony's guts, because we just didn't play by the rules.
Yeah.
They're like,
but at this point,
I remember them telling me, you can't have Bob Levy on. He's threatened the life of whatever. And I'm like, yeah, but he's hilarious.
Yeah. No, they speak highly of you too. They like you a lot, and you know, maybe one day you can come on MLC if you feel like it. But you know, it's up to you at that point.
Yeah, we'll fool around. We'll do it. I mean, now that you did this, we'll do it.
That's great. I think people would love that.
If you want to use any of this video, go for it there, Chad Zumock.
Oh, I will. Trust me. I appreciate it.
And how many podcasts are you doing? Are you a mud shark or something I'm hearing?
It's the internet. People just start. It's people. We ran with it. If you actually look up the definition of mud shark, it's not flattering at all. But people are actually trying to change the definition. Literally online, they're trying to change what a mud shark is. But I do my sit down Zumock podcast. I do my Kumia's Cucks, which is blowing up, and it's me just fighting back against the internet, and it's been profitable and fun, and I'm having a great time doing it.
I will end by saying it's extremely weird that if you work for Anthony, you got to trash me. That's like I never. That's not my thing. You're not going to find people that are associated with me trashing Anthony on a regular basis. It's just weird. We had a great run together.
No, if I made the boatload of money you guys made, I would be forever grateful. Like, thank you so much. Even the guy I work with in Cleveland, I had bad vibes. You know, we had bad feelings for one another.
Whoa.
Alan Cox. He's still living on WMMS.
I don't know.
Yeah, Bob Eatman was his agent too.
Okay.
And he was and our morning show was Rover, who Rover's Morning Glory. He took over a lot of affiliates when Stern left, but they like I had bad blood, but at this point I had a good run with the guy. They wanted to syndicate us. We had a lot of money together, so I was like, you know, let bygones be bygones. We didn't get along, but that's fine. I don't trash him anymore.
You know, we talked so long, my battery just died. So let me get out of here.
All right.
But Chad, this was awesome. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. It was just a fun conversation.
Yeah, no, for sure. And we'll see you on MLC very soon.
Oh, this dude is using you. Chad, are you using me?
Oh, yeah. I got everything I wanted out of you, Opie.
I'm using him. If you want to know the truth, this is how pathetic my life has become. A guy that I was like, yeah, maybe we'll get him on Opie and Anthony someday. He's got a bigger audience than me, so in the end, I'm using him. You jerk.
Well, thanks again. Oh, have a good day, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, Chad.
Later, brother.
He said he would come on, and there you go.